Carter's journey has been really incredible to watch and be a part of. When I was pregnant with him, he was diagnosed with agenesis of the corpus callosum. That's a fancy word for missing part of his brain. And so from 24 weeks on, we prepared to have a pretty severely disabled child. Lo and behold, he was born. They did an ultrasound a couple weeks later, and the corpus callosum was there, totally normal. And so even from the get-go, he's just been such a miracle. And then we started noticing probably around 12 months that he wasn't meeting some of his milestones. He actually lost some of his speech. It was around 18 months that he was diagnosed with apraxia. And apraxia is a neurological motor planning disorder. And so what most kids will learn doing 20 or so times, Carter has to do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times to map it and figure it out. We didn't know for a long time if he would talk, but here we are, he's 9. He started talking at around 5, and we thought it would be, like he gets a word and fights for that word, and then he gets another word, and it would be a very slow progress, and it has been, but it was literally like he went from saying 20-ish words to talking in sentences overnight. It was incredible.
Early on with his diagnosis and us kind of learning how to navigate parenting, so some challenges came up with church. He would have anxiety, he wouldn't want to go into the classroom, and we actually listened to quite a few sermons from out in the gallery area just so we could kind of sit with him.
We just made it work, and it worked. It just wasn't ideal because we missed out on that community aspect of church that we so desperately needed. As soon as Kenley mentioned, we have this buddy program that pairs him with an adult or high schooler during services. I was like, oh, this is amazing. It's an answered prayer I wasn't even praying for.
My relationship specifically with Carter has come a long way in the last few years. To think when I first met Carter, he was shy and standoffish and didn't really want to leave mom and dad. Carter has a hard time with verbal communication. I quickly learned that Carter, he can communicate with me. It's just through actions. It's through really big hugs, high fives, dancing, and it's through showing me.
There was a lot of Sundays where I would physically carry him into church just because he would be nervous or anxious or something. And since the buddy program and meeting Jonathan, he runs in there. We have to hold his hand, hold him back. He doesn't see Mr. John, is what he calls him, as a teacher. He sees him as his best friend.
A lot of Sundays when I walked into church, I felt like I was not enough. Carter was one of the few people in my life that I could show up on Sundays with all my baggage and all my junk and just know that I was enough. What greater sign of Jesus Christ through Carter than showing me that no matter how you show up, you will be enough, and you are made in God's image.
I feel like it has been the most tangible support that we've felt at church. I just had this moment that I was like, yes, this is what it's about. He's here, he's engaged, he's learning.
To see him actually coming out of service and being excited to tell us about it and show us, it's been life-changing.
I never want anyone to walk into Rolling Hills that has a child with special needs or disability and feel like their child won't be loved or cared for. Right now, I'm in a season where I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and so our family attends church together, and then they get in the car, they go home, and I stay and serve with Carter. And I think that that's really, really important for my kids to see, that Daddy stays and spends time with Carter.
There was a while that I wondered if he was capable of learning about God, and I don't worry about that anymore because I know that we've got our family support. I know we've got our church support. He's asking questions now about Jesus and God and heaven, and our hope and our dream is that he'll come to know Jesus and he'll know that he loves him and he created him that way, and he's got a plan and a purpose for him.